So here you can see that I got a simple scene. Now let's see how to render this out. But before you take this to a final render, you have to make sure that everything is okay. So I'm going to just turn on the render preview for a very fast preview right over here. So once I turn on the render preview, you can see that this is how it looks like. And let's say that this is what I want and everything is fine, just like this. So over here, you can see that there's the screen right here. Everything is okay so far. So I just want to render this into final quality. So let me just turn off the render preview right over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the render tab right over here. So here you can see that there's two options for render settings, and one is to render it as locally, that is by using your processor and graphics card, and another one is cloud, which is recently a new feature added in so that it saves to your computer processing. But you do have like credit right here. For example, you have 15 credits over here, which is renewed every month. So over here, let me just export it locally first. So I'm going to keep the quality as low, and I'm going to export this as laptop right over here. And once I do that, I'm going to save this onto my desktop as a PSD file, as you can see right over here. Once I'm okay with the render settings, I'm just going to click on render, and then it'll start rendering out. So I'm just going to fast forward the video because this process is going to take a bit of time. And the render has completed. So it took around about 1 minute 12 seconds, as you can see right here, and the render has now finished and saved. So now I'll be able to access it right here. So what I can also do is, there's the render. I can go over here and edit it in Photoshop because I exported it out as a Photoshop file right over here. You can also choose 32-bit for more quality export. Another format that I can choose is PNG as well. So I can export both Photoshop and PNG, but usually you do want to edit a bit after you render out. So a PNG is only if you want to share out immediately, just like that. So one is of course the local render, and the other type of render is the cloud render. So I'm going to choose a very high quality setting for this one. I'm going to make sure that it's 32-bit right here, and it is going to use 3 credits, as you can see. So medium is 2 credits and low is 1 credit at the time of the recording. So depending on what you choose, you can see that it takes up credit. And over here, the credit renews every month on your subscription. So let me just press render and let's see how it renders out. So it says the current document must be saved before cloud rendering. So would you like to save them? Of course, I'm just going to save them out on my desktop itself. So saving it out over here, and then it'll render out in cloud. That is, it won't be using my computer processor. So now it's uploading, as you can see, and it'll upload and render it out. And this does take a bit of time, so let's wait. So I'm just going to fast forward the video. And you can see the render status right over here. It says it is processing, and it is not using my computer processor at all. So especially if you have a slower computer, you don't have a very powerful hardware, then this is a very nice feature to have, which is provided by Adobe, which renders it out in their powerful service, giving it a very good result in a very fast time as well. So now the rendering process has started, as you can see right here. It's rendering in cloud, and this is what it is happening in the cloud right here. It's rendering out over there. And it has completed rendering, and it took about 2 minutes 45 seconds. But if I were to render this on my laptop itself, it might take even more. So you can see that this is the one. So now once I render it in cloud, I have to download the file first. I'm just going to click on download the render, and I'm going to save it out on my desktop itself. So I'm just going to save it out right over here, and then it'll download out the render. So there's an extra process of downloading as well. And as it downloads, I can just see it here on my desktop right here. So I'm just going to extract this out right over here. So let me just extract this all onto the desktop itself. And I got two of these files, that PNG and laptop, as you can see. So I can just open this up, and this is the file, as you can see right over here. So turned out to be dark for some reason. But anyways, if I were to open up Photoshop right here, then I can work around with all of these, as you can see. So this is the cloud render, and as I were to zoom in, you can see that the level of detail is really good. And this is what we did in the cloud render, just like that. Another way to actually view it is in your Creative Cloud Files library as well, so you can always access it online as well. So on the next lesson, we're going to see how to open this out with the Photoshop and then start editing with it. So hope you guys learned something as always. And as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.